Hola, mi gente. Joe Barreto back with you at the Credit Card Connection. I'm so glad you can join me. Well, mi gente, when you're looking for a cashback card, there's a lot of options out there. The most well-known one, obviously, is the Chase Freedom Flex card. And that particular card is a beast when it comes to the different categories, where you'll get the 5 times multipliers for certain categories 4 times a year, and they'll tell you which ones those are throughout the calendar year. Now, I only have one cashback credit card, and it's not the Freedom Flex. So today I'm going to go over that one card that I have. You can guess by the thumbnail that I have up there. But I want to tell you, in using this card for almost a year now, what my thoughts are on the card, what value it brought me, what things were a little lacking, and I'm just going to go over my real honest review of it and whether or not it's something you should consider adding to your wallet. But before I do that, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers before the end of the summer. Also consider joining the Hola Mi Gente channel membership by clicking the link below. That membership will give you access to the videos ahead of everybody else, access to ask me questions through text, through calls, through emails, and actually being on my channel live. Like I just had 2 of my subscribers, Tariq and Xavier, on last Tuesday for a 2.5-hour live. We had a blast. So there's a lot to offer for the minimal price of the membership. So please consider joining. So let's jump into it right after this. So the card I have, as you know, because of the thumbnail, is the Discover It card. It is the only cashback credit card that I have. Now, for me, does that mean that the Freedom Flex isn't a good card? No, not at all. It's just that for me, I don't have, other than the Chase Sapphire Preferred, I don't have any other cards in the Chase personal lineup that will earn me those points. So I opened up this Discover It card last summer so that I can use it for the channel, see what a cashback credit card looks like. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like cashback credit cards. I don't really utilize them well the way they're meant to. I'd rather have points and miles to transfer and get a little bit more value out of them. But to be honest with you, the Discover It card really surprised me the whole year. There's just one huge flaw, and it's a big one. I had a video last year that I spoke about it because it actually happened during that point. But I'm going to give you all the pros, and then I'm going to give you the one giant con for me. It may not affect you at all, but for me, it's a giant con. First things first, no annual fee, out the box, great. You don't have to pay anything. If you don't use it, you can leave it in your drawer, easy peasy. They also tend to give you very large amounts of credit lines at the start. They started me with 13,000. They jumped it without me asking to 15, then 2 months later to 17, and now I'm at $20,000 credit line for the Discover It card. The other thing that this card has that's more powerful for me than, let's say, the Freedom Flex is that they also give you 15 months, 0% interest on any purchases you make with the card, as well as balance transfers. So if you're carrying $9,000 or $10,000 on another card, getting clubbed over the head at 29% interest, just let that marinate there for a second, all right? You can move that over here at 0% and buy yourself, 15 months of just a break where you can breathe and actually just say, let me knock this bill down, right? So to me, that's huge that Discover offers. Now, Discover follows the same playbook that the Freedom Flex does in terms of the categories. And you're going to get the categories in 5% cash back in this. However, Discover throws you a curveball, and it's a good one. For the first year, you'll get double the cash back earned on the card. There's no limit to that. So imagine that. If you really are heavy into cashback and you want to make a killing out the box. So for instance, I'm going to take you to the calendar in January. Restaurants and drugstores were the categories from January to March 2024. this was my primary dining card because I was getting 5% cash back, but because they double it, I was getting 10% cash back. So for every 100 spent, I was getting $10. Think about it. That's way more than any of the other cards out there. So for that first year, it's powerful. Okay. So for the first quarter this year, you had restaurants and drugstores. So Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, things like that. You could use it and get that cash back. Then from April to June, gas stations, EV charging. I have a Tesla. I charge at home, but if I was on the road, I would use it there. You're also going to get home improvement stores, Home Depot and Lowe's, and public transit. So if you lived in the city and you were taking the buses or the trains or a ferry or anything like that, that would count towards getting the 5% back. And if it's your first year, 10% back. So that's strong. Their categories are strong. They haven't yet announced. I'm looking here now live. It says on June 1st, they will announce the categories from July to the end of September for the next category calendar. So that comes out June 1st. But today is May 24th, so it's not out yet. But if you like cash back, also if I wouldn't say that this is necessarily just a card for a beginner or someone trying to build their credit, because Discover kind of has that label of, oh, that's a good beginner card or that's a good starter card. I can see why in some instances people say that. It's easy to use. The only thing is you have to remember, and they make it easy for you to remember, that you have to activate the categories whenever it's time, because if you don't, you're going to have a hard time, cashing. You're going to forget 3 months later. You're going to be like, oh man, I just lost all those points. But they send you email reminders. Whenever you log into the app, they remind you. So it's pretty easy, and they let you activate it almost a month before. So as soon as they give you the categories coming out June 1st, you could actually activate it and have it ready to go for you to use the rest of the time. So the Discover It card is powerful. The Discover It card is great for everyone. I think it's a solid pickup. If you just want to have at least one cashback card in your pocket, why not let this be it? There's no annual fee to it. The other thing is, if you like referring your friends, right? So a lot of people, in other cards, they'll tell you $25 for every referral. Discover constantly sends me referrals that if I refer a friend and they apply and they get accepted, they'll get $100 and I'll get $100 right straight to my card. Okay. That's huge. That's a lot of money. So $100 referral credit from Discover just for telling your friends. They make it super easy. You tap it, you send the link to them on their, via text or email, and you're good to go if they apply and they get accepted. So I think that's a huge bonus for this. I gave you all the good. And on this channel, I just brutally honest and I tell you how I see it. The one con, and it's been a running joke with me, my friends, and the people in this community since I said this last year. When I went away last summer and I went to Europe, I wanted to see what cards were best to use out there in Europe, right? So I took the American Express Platinum. I had the gold card at that point. I wanted to see what restaurants I could use that at. I took the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I took the Wyndham Business Earners because I was staying at a Wyndham hotel in Switzerland. And the fifth card I took was the Discover It card. So I land in Switzerland. I'm at the airport. I go to the airport. I use the card to buy a bottle of water. Excellent. Right through, no issues, no problem. I was so happy. That was where the happiness ended. For the rest of the trip, everywhere else I went, in Paris, when we went to France, that same trip, in all the major cities in Switzerland, Zurich, Basel, and so on, they gave me a look when they saw my Discover card, and they literally, let me see if I can pull this up and show you exactly how it went down, because it was kind of sad, mi gente. I'm not going to lie. So I have two versions because I love Discover because they let you take as many cards out as you want. So I have three cards, actually. One with a Westie, which is my dog. I have the purple Discover It card, and I have the Puerto Rican, hola mi gente, I guess I call it Discover It card, right? So I used my Discover It, and the people looked at me and they were like, discover your way back to America to use it, because there's no way you're going to use it here. I'm not kidding. That's how I felt, because they literally would look at my card and say, no, we don't accept it here. And then I would pull out the American Express, and in more places they did take it, but the one that never failed was the Chase Sapphire Preferred. So for me, the one epic fail on this Discover card is that not many people outside of the States have discovered it to use it for their businesses to charge. So if you're planning on going away this summer and you're like, oh my God, I can use it for dining, or I can use it for the... Don't waste your time, guys. It took up a spot in my wallet. It made my wallet thicker. That's all it did. To get that one bottle of water, I would have just drank from the water fountain. It was Switzerland. I didn't need to even buy the bottle of water. I wanted to see if it worked. It worked at the airport, and that was it. So 99 great things about the card. That one is a killer. So you can't let this be your only credit card if you're planning on traveling abroad, because you will not be able to use it. You're going to get stuck. So mi gente, do yourself a favor, and if you're looking for a solid cashback card here in the States, apply for the Discover It. I have a referral link below. Feel free to use it. You get $100 back into your account, which isn't part of their normal sign up here. So it's only used through a referral. Feel free, go right in the description box. Let me know if you do have the card, what your thoughts on it, if it works for you, if it doesn't work for you, if you've encountered any issues with it in the past when you've tried to use it. But I thank you, mi gente, for being here as always. You could be anywhere else, like I always say, but you chose to be here with me. But more than anything else, I thank you for giving me the privilege of your time. Until next time, mi gente, take care.